Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday the 12th of April, the beginning of a new week. We have quite a few new mods today and a couple of interesting ones, as well as I think 3 updates. The updates are as follows. The Disc Plow 3DR and 4DR by FBT-modding, the John Deere 6010 series by DEMOLITION, and the Italian Auger Wagon pack by Thomas96modding. Farmer Boy and Arator 24 have all had updates today. The first of the mods we're going to look at in front of me is the Machine Shed. This is by West Iowa Modding, Diniz Farms. 8.08 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. It's a fair size. A couple of things I've noticed. One, there's no sound effects on the doors. Side door does open, and that's got a double door on the side too. Nicely detailed, especially all the truss work inside, but there's no lighting either, which makes my life easier because I haven't got to look for a light switch. But yeah, no lighting on this one, but it is a fairly large building. Under placeables and sheds, 35,000 to buy, 60 by 100 machine shed. Slot count drops from 13 down to 1. That's by West Iowa Modding, Diniz Farms. Next we have the Modern House. This is by Tailan, Agro Mods. We've got a carport to the side here with some deck chairs and a little hammock. Strange-ish place to have it. Unfortunately, you can't go inside the building. It's got some nice detailing on this, and your trigger is just here up the stairs. This is under farmhouses, as it is a sleep trigger. 80,000 to buy. It's 5.27 megabytes download, 12 slots on console, which drops down to 1. But obviously, unless you're a multiplayer, you can't place multiple sleep triggers. Actually, something I'm going to check because I didn't think to is whether it's whether there's just a decorative version of it. Not that I could find. So that's the Modern House by Tailan Agro Mods. Next up, we have got the Lizard Roll Master, just here. Nicely detailed. I was a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. This is by grasslandMods, 2.23 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. This is under placeables and miscellaneous. I thought you might be able to move it around. We have had a jet washer on a pallet you can pick up and move. Because I thought with the wheels, and the fact it's called Roll Master, but there's no option for picking it up or moving it. Is a placeable object. But it's a jet wash. Press L3, press circle, and we can jet wash our objects with it. This you'll find, as I said, under placeables and miscellaneous. 56 to buy. Slot count will go down from 5 to 1. When you place it, you can just put it wherever you want, but it's fixed in place there. You can't then pick up and move it, unfortunately. That's by grasslandMods. Next we have this, the DMI MS500, 0.94 megabytes download, 1 slot on console. This is a leveler for silage, clamps, bunker silos, that kind of thing. It's by Jornpoeft, featuring Dutch Modding Inc. It says in brackets Interfan. So it's a leveler. Nicely detailed. I like the warning bits here because it does unfold. You don't want to be putting your fingers anywhere in there. You'll find it under tools and levelers. On the end there, the MS500. It is 2,875 to buy. 5 meters wide. Slot count will drop down. Oh, it's on 1 anyway. 1 to 1. 0.94 megabytes download. There are no options available. It comes just like that. L1 and X opens it up. L1 and circle raises and lowers. But then we do have the option on L1 and right stick side to side to do manual tilt and up and down for manual lift, so we can get a few different movements on that manually depending on where it is you're levelling, what you're levelling and the height you want it to be at. Very nice indeed. The DMI MS500 by Jornpoeft, featuring DEMOLITION Incorporated. Interfan. Drop that there. I have got a vehicle with the next one. Next up we have got this. This is the BigBag lifter by Polycount Taz. 1.71 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. It is for lifting big bags, for loading into seeders and fertilizer spreaders and that kind of thing. I think it says it's self-made. You'll find it under tools and miscellaneous. Self-made big bag lifter, 1,500 to buy. A slot count goes down from 2 to 1. Options available. Design colour, we can change the cylinder colour. Main colour changes, you've guessed it, the main colour. Those are your options. So we can raise and lower automatically. L1 and circle will raise and lower the whole lifter. And then L1 and right stick side to side will extend the boom up and down. We'll raise it all the way up and then bring it down, but it will only come down to the bump stop there on the piston. But what we should get, if I lower it as well, and pick up our bag. You have to change tool though, because it recognises the bag as another tool, because you need to detach it and reattach it. So yeah, in, out, up and down for putting into, or storing if you want to use it for putting up on racking and that kind of stuff. You absolutely can, if that's your bag. Switch it, disconnect it. There we go. Disconnect that. That's the Lizard self-made big bag lifter. Seems to be increasing the name of it. Big bag lifter, self-made big bag lifter, Lizard self-made big bag lifter by Polycount Taz. Next we're going to look at this, I think. Yes, this is the Lizard tanker. It's an Auger wagon. It is 8.02 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. It's by J.AModding and SrVertex. Nicely detailed. There's quite a few different options available on this for like galvanised and things like that. You can have it's a 12,000 or a 15,000 litre auger wagon. It will shift your regular auger chaser bin crops, including seed and solid fertilizer. There's a few different tyre choices, including the horse, which I think is what I went for on this one. So, under tools and auger wagons, 23,000, requires 80 horsepower. As I said, it will do your regular chaser bin auger wagon type of things. We go up to main colour. Main colour is for the framework. So as you can see, we've got the tanker red on already. There's inox, which I think is galvanised. Chrome, if you want for a shiny chrome look on there. Silver metallic, black chrome, another silver metallic, and then we go on to kind of regular colours. There's a few different, red metallics, there's a few different metallic options. You can have a fiddle around and see what's there. Rim colour, anything on that palette, including chromes and silver metallics and black chromes. And then design colour is the actual container itself, like that. Capacity 12,000 litres or 15,000 litres. The cover is there anyway and stays orange regardless of what you do. And then we've got the option of Horsch, Michelin and Trelleborg. Under Horsch we've got standard. I think each one has a reverse tread option. Michelin, pretty much, and then Trelleborg, I think there might be 2 tyre choices, but each of those also has a forward and reverse tread option. Those are the options for it. I went for the 15,000. I think it says 15 on it, doesn't it? Yes, it did as we were looking. Yeah, just under there. Cover, L1 and left on the D-pad opens the cover. L1 and down on the D-pad raises the pipe. That pipe isn't adjustable once it's raised. I can't raise and lower it in any other direction or turn nozzles or anything like that. And it doesn't have a rear trail hitch on the back, so you can't add multiple ones together, but there you go. The Lizard Tanker by J.AModding and SrVertex. Next, we have this. This is the John Deere 2730 Plow. This is by J.AModding. 15.75 megabytes download, 17 slots on console. It's a bit of a beast, this. I think it requires something like 410 horsepower. It's a bit of a monster. Nice detailing on it. All different sections for ploughing, including discs at the front, ploughing chisel section here, then a kind of cultivator and basket section on the back. So I'm wondering whether it's going to give a cultivated look. I haven't actually tried it yet, so you're going to find out along with me. This you'll find under Tools and Ploughs. The 2730 ploughs, 58 grand to buy. Yeah, 410 horsepower required, 7.9 meters wide. It drops from 17 slots down to 1 for any subsequent one. And there's no options available. It comes in the John Deere green and yellow. That's what we will do. Open it up such that it is. It's very long. Oh, I did wonder. Yeah, so what we're getting with this, I mean, I suppose technically it's under ploughs. It's a kind of subsoiler, I suppose, because we are getting the cultivated look at the end and state, but we are getting a ploughed state as well. So this will plough your field, as you can see here, with the shanks here, but then the baskets and stuff in the back will give you the cultivated look on here as well. So I suppose technically a subsoiler, but yeah, it's under ploughs. So rather than getting a ploughed look, you'll get a cultivated look. It feels heavy. I know it sounds weird, but 410 horsepower required. There you go. Nice animations, nice detailing. If you're into your John Deere gear, that may be right up your street. Fold that away. There we go. The John Deere 2730 by J.AModding. Next, we've got some more fertilizer and lime spreaders. This is the Rauch I want to say MDS. Yeah, MDS 19.1. 3.1 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. This by ShaRRDY. It will spread at 18 meters. There's a couple of options. I think a 900 litre and a 1,500 litre option. I think I went for the 1,500. And we've got an option for covers or not as well. We'll have a look at those options in just a second. I've got one of each. Well, I say one of each. I've got 2 of them. One with fertilizer, one with lime, just to check the spread width, as I often do. Under fertilizer technology is where you'll find it. 6,500, 18 metre width. No horsepower requirement. It says it'll run 12 miles per hour. We can change the main colour. There's various different red options. So you can go for a more faded version if you wanted to. Extension, so 900 litre up to 1,500 litre. Then design, no or with a cover over the spreader sections if you wish. So we shall fertilise first. That. I'm not convinced, you know. Just saying. Let's go from about here, shall we? So, 11:05. $11:23. Oh, maybe then. Yeah, it's 18. Wow, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, let's drop that off. What I'll do is I'll bring the fertilizer straight over the top of it, and then we'll get the width straight away. And yep, the lime's exactly the same width. Out to 18. So there we go. That's the Rauch MDS 19.1 by SrVertex. Moving on. Now, this wasn't showing up on the website mod hub, but was in the mod hub. This is the Lizard 17221, or when you jump into it, it says the Lizard YAMS 238KM23. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why it's shown as two different things, but anyway, I thought we'd already had a version of this. We have got the 17221-21 by Agro. This is by R.Mihail. 51.95 megabytes download, 37 slots on console. I think the other version of this by Agro is an older version, but has a load more options. This one, however, does come with a front 3-point link option, which I don't think the other version does. That, as far as I can tell, is one of the main changes. There's obviously going to be other things. I think the door sections are different. It does look like a newer model than the other one, but I'll show you what I mean. Under vehicles and medium tractors, the 17221 is by Agro, and then we've got the 17221, which is today's mod. That's the one by R.Mihail. As you can see, 50 slots for that one. This one's 37. There aren't as many options, like I say, but it's a nice looking mod. We've got hitch configuration standard or front PTO. Don't have to have it. Has a standard 3-point link on the back, but no, it says front PTO. Is there a PTO there? Definitely a front 3-point link. Wheel brand, Lizard or Michelin. Under Lizard we've got standard, wheel weights, twins and back. Under Michelin, standard, wheel weights, twins and back. Then engine setup, we've got the YAMS 236D3 at 180 horsepower and the YAMS 238 KM23 at 240 horsepower. Those are your options. It does sound very nice though. A bit of a blip on the throttle as well. Yes, yeah, it's nice, crisp, clean mod. Horn, lights, beacons. That's a nice touch. I do like that. That's why I think it's a more modern one as well. They look like the smaller LED type beacons you get as well. There's no doors or windows that open, if I recall. Nope. In cab though, first person, again, nice detailing. That's the point actually, I thought. Oh yeah, it was when we went for the larger engine size, it changed the exhaust option, I'm sure it did. That's cool when you turn it off. Again, little blip of the throttle as it revs down. Cool. Very nice indeed. So we go. That's the Lizard 17221 by R.Mihail. Next, now I thought we'd already had these, and I think they might have dropped off the mod hub, and we've got them back. But this isn't an update; it's technically a new mod. I couldn't find the other version, but anyway, the Lizard T Series 2 Brazil. This is by Cola and Borges. It's 40.09 megabytes download, 17 slots on console, and you get 2 in this. You get a 6-wheeler and a 4, twin axle, triple axle. I think the options are pretty much the same on each one, as far as I can tell. The only difference being on this one, when we go through the mudguard options, there's a few more because we've got the double axle on the back. But other than that, all the colour configurations and everything else is pretty much the same. There's no rear trailer hitch on it. It's nicely detailed. We have air suspension, so you can raise and lower the front as well. That is optional. We don't have to have that. Like I say, there are quite a few options to go through on it. Now, I'm trying to think, because I'm sure when the first version of this came out, Did a lot of people comment say it was an old Scania? Was it Scania? Can't remember. But anyway. Yeah. Under vehicles and trucks. So like I said, 17 slots each, but the price is nuts. It's absolutely off the wall. So the T112 6x2 is 12,480. And the T112 4x2 is 10,600. I think the base model is a 360 or it might be 320 horsepower standard. Anyway, we'll look at this one first. Let's say 17 slots each, then it drops down to 1. So we can change the rim colour to anything on that palette, and we have got silver metallic, black chrome, there's a few other different options to have a look at as you go through. I think I'll stick it on silver metallic. Main colour, anything on that palette. I think I went for the yellow. Design colour, now that's for the chassis. There's 3 options. We can go for black or an orange on the chassis. I'll stick with the original grey for the time being. Then we've got strip, and this is design on the side. So we can have a brown strip. I'll zoom in a little bit on this. It's a little bit, I think it's just the graphic sort of thing. It's a little bit much on the eye when you kind of especially when you zoom out, it's a bit, whoa. So we've got brown with intercooler label, red with intercooler, gold, all with intercooler, silver, green, blue, burgundy. Then we go into these special edition stripes: blue, yellow, grey, orange, special edition grey band, and then off. So you can go for various different colour options. Fuel tank standard with black strap, chrome strap, colour strap. You can have a black tank with grey, black, chrome, or colour strap. Then a chrome tank with various different straps, and then a coloured tank with various different straps. And we've got exhaust 1 is out the left hand side. Exhaust 1, 2 puts a downpipe on it, 3 goes out a little bit further, 4 shorter, 5 sticks out the right hand side, then it goes through the same options up to 9, which puts it down the front, down the side of the fuel tank, and then 10 puts it down the side of the right hand fuel tank. Then bumper, we've got standard iron, or we can have a plastic one which encompasses the fog lights on the bottom. I like that, that's a nice option. Just those 2 on that. Then we've got air filter, so we've got up the back here, we've got a high air filter. We can have that with airfoil and the top section. Then we can go for the 113, which is a shorter air filter, again side airfoil, top airfoil, and back to standard. Then wheel setup, we've got standard, we've got iron rims 1, back to standard. Then fenders, let's zoom out a little bit. We've got grey open, black open, colour open, half closed in the various different colour options. Back again, then engine setup. The 112 at 305 horsepower, sorry, 305, but even that, for the price, 305 horsepower, is pretty cool. Then the 112HS at 333 horsepower. Then the 112HW at 363 horsepower. The 142H at 375. The 142HS at 388. The 142HW at 410 horsepower, then back. We also have air suspension, yes or no. That'll be for the front. We'll see it in operation in a minute. And then we've got PX antennas. We've got left at the front, right at the front, both at the front, or left at the rear, right at the rear, or both at the rear. I think I went for both at the rear. And then the short wheelbase version of this, the 4x2, all the options are pretty much the same on that one as well. So what we'll do is hop in this one. Horn, lights, don't there's any beacons, indicators. Like I said, there's no rear trailer hitch on these. Fifth wheel is fixed, it doesn't move or anything like that, but what we do have, as I was about to say, is that reverse alarm, which might annoy some people. We've then got to open up my help menu. On L1, if I open cover, left of the D-pad, it does the suspension at the front. If I lower axis, which I think is axle, it lowers the rear axle down. He says, why is that not working? There we go. So you can lower the rear axle and the front axle and kind of drop the whole thing down into a more aggressive racing stance, if you want to go for that. Let's raise that back up again. And raise that up again. Now from inside, L1 and right stick side to side, we've got functioning mirrors, and they are crystal clear. I mean, absolutely crystal clear. And then we go across the other side, R1 and right stick side to side, again, crystal clear wing mirror. Very cool. So there we go. That's the Lizard T Series 2 Brazil by Kohler and Borges. Which brings me on to the last of the mods today. There is a map out today which I'm going to try and get onto this evening, but I might not post it till the morning, and it's Cork County by Ninja Kurt. But the last of the mods for today is this, and I've left this for last because it's so bonkers. I haven't actually tried any of this yet, and there's a reason for that. This is the Demolishable house. You heard it. You heard me correctly. Demolishable house. I'm going to be the demolition man. Now, the problem I had was I was going to place two. One I was going to do here, but I was going to demolish one to check everything out. My mind started racing then, thinking, I wonder what you can demolish it with. See, I was properly in mad mode. I thought, if I put a ramp, could you jump a vehicle into it? Could you, you know, all these bizarre things. But this is the problem I had. Now, you'll find it under placeables and I want to say decoration. I think it's where it was. Yeah, under decoration. If I try and place one now, watch what it says. There are too many trees. Please cut some down first. Now, I know there are a lot of trees on this map, but I've never had a problem before. But there's a reason for that, I think. When you demolish this, you can sell the debris. So all the timber can be sold. So I think it's registering it as a collection of trees. So as you cut them down, as you demolish it, it becomes, in essence, logs, I suppose. Now it also says the debris and concrete floor can be crushed. The concrete floor can only be removed with a stump cutter. So I've grabbed a few bits of machinery. I went for this attachment from the CSZ pack because I thought it looked quite aggressive and chunky. I have got a mulcher, which is technically a stump grinder, but I don't know if it means that or one like this. So I've got one of those as well. I've got a Dozer Blade from the CSZ pack as well. Now all the pictures show it with an excavator, and I thought I could get an excavator out and I could do it with an excavator, but again, where's the fun in that? Nicely detailed. I'm really curious to see what happens with this. Honestly, I can't get my head around it. But anyway. So how do you demolish it? That's the question. Can it only be done with an excavator? Because nothing's demolishing at the moment. That's interesting because it doesn't say required mods. It doesn't say it has to be an excavator. It's definitely not demolishing. I thought this thing would just fall apart, you know? Because if you have to use a... All the pictures show it being done with an excavator. Because if this isn't demolishable, that's going to be really depressing. I was looking forward to just tearing it apart. I'm just looking at my PC tomorrow and I'm just looking... That's weird. Okay, so I won't do it with that. Well, it's all worth checking. Can I do it with the chainsaw? Oh, is that why? Oh, that's not as much fun. I mean, alright, yeah, it's okay, but it's going to be like just cutting down trees, isn't it? Does that even do anything? If I've got to do loads of cutting before I can even... Not sure now. So this is why I wanted to place two of them, because I wanted to test all this before. I don't know, you know. Would that have made any difference at all? Doesn't seem to have done, does it? Oh, come on. That's why I left it till last. I thought, how cool is that going to be? Demolishing a building. Right, let's try it with this. I'm just worried this is going to just remove everything, you know? Oh, okay. Kind of. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, but it's just disappearing. Ooh. I mean, that is kind of cool. Not what I was hoping for, but... Yeah, see, this is just taking everything... Because these remove trees completely, don't they? Whoa. Okay. Okay. Well, this is going to require some playing around with. I think it's going to be an excavator test, I think, as well. Because I'm puzzled why the excavator's not working. Why the wheel loader's not working. So it doesn't seem to be wanting to cut through these boards, does it? It's the boards that seem to be holding everything together. Can I get up on there? Whoa! I mean, in essence, it's just a massive tree, isn't it? Right, hang on then. Let's go and get... I'm going to get an excavator. I want to try it with an excavator now. Because it might be there's something... If it doesn't, then yeah, I will be a bit disappointed. But because it doesn't actually say on there that you have to cut it up first. That might just be clever advertising on the pictures it's showing. Let's try the stump grinder on the floor, see what that does. If I can reach in, of course. Whoa! Yeah. I've left that running, which is probably dangerous, but I say probably, it is dangerous. Look at the floor! It just removes the whole chunks from the floor, so you can demolish the whole thing. Wow, okay. The rest of this mod review will just be me demolishing a house. I mean, I know it's not farming, but it is kind of cool. Wow, okay. Excavator then. Unfortunately, it's not to be. You know what? I nearly forgot. 3.53 megabytes download. 3 slots to place. It's by Fredzaza and BTFTP, I think it is. Yeah, BTFTP. You saw where they were. It was under placeables and decoration. And £5 to place, wasn't it? Yeah, £5. I suppose the question then to be asked is, if you demolish the whole thing, whether you do it with chainsaws or whatever, and you do sell the lumber, do you make more than 5,000 selling everything off? That's not a bad question to ask, because if you don't make more than 5,000 off all the lumber and the side pieces, then I suppose it's like a lot of things in game. It becomes a thing of, it's something extra to do. If you're doing narratives and that kind of thing, you can throw it into a narrative, into a bit of a storyline, and enjoy, if this is your thing, demolishing buildings or whatever it is you want to do. Yeah, I've tried. Yeah, it just, I mean, yes, technically it is demolishable, but I think it requires some pre-demolition first. If that's your thing, if you want to spend ages just cutting things up with a chainsaw or the problem is, like I say, using a mulcher, you actually lose the timber. So that whole concept of being able to do this and sell it, it is interesting though that all these side sections all go as well. So I'm assuming you can pretty much get rid of it down to the ground, literally down to nothing. It's a clever concept. I like the idea. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure it's quite what I was hoping for. I'm looking to my side now. I'm honestly thinking the pictures. Maybe on PC it is completely demolishable with a, with an excavator. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. Sorry, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. And if you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.